Hi, this is Kevin Maloney from the Maloney Method. Today we're going to talk about the great source of information that we all have inside us. It's our blood, which is flowing all the time. It gives you messages, it controls everything in your body, from growth, decay, sexuality, joints. Everything in your body is controlled by the flow of blood. There are two major chemicals in your blood that control what happens to you. C6 is inflammation. Inflammation is destruction. It's wear and tear. C10 is growth. It's recovery. It's coming in after the demolition, bringing the carpenters, the electricians, bringing everyone in and getting a new structure going. So you have demolition, inflammation, and then you have C10 coming in to clean everything up, make it a little better. Now, inflammation, there's two types of inflammation. There's bad inflammation and there's good inflammation. Bad inflammation is sedentary lifestyle, too much alcohol, toxic relationships, traffic, just the stuff. If you go over your day in 24 hours, you will see that was not good for me. That was C6 slowly in the background decaying me. Now, what happens when you exercise? You have inflammation when you exercise. Same thing as these negative things. Inflammation, inflammation. What is the difference? When you exercise, an hour after you exercise, C10, like a sprinkler at a baseball diamond, comes in and sprinkles your entire body from head to toe. Everything on you is sprinkled with C10. You only get C6 with negative stuff. The body gives you C6 and C10 only when you exercise. It makes you a little younger, makes you a little better, okay? We're always under construction, okay? Your thigh is replaced one at a time, every 3 months. Your thigh that you think has always been your thigh, no, it's replaced every 3 months. Okay? Your blood, every 3 months. Your taste buds, every day. You are always under construction. This is the key message here, okay? Don't look at yourself as being inanimate, like just being there. There are things going on all the time. Your blood, when it rolls through your system, at 80% when you exercise, it rolls through your system. And that C10 afterwards clears everything up. The inflammation demolishes. You get micro trauma when you exercise. You demolish muscle. You demolish this. An hour later, here come the boys, the cleanup boys, okay? The specialists. You have thousands of proteins and chemicals in your blood. The positive ones are only released through exercise. When you live a lifestyle, decade after decade after decade, at negative emotions. Slow, low grade. I got through the day, but I didn't really want to spend time with this person. I got through the day, but I had to drive 3 hours. I should have changed my job 10 years ago. We adjust to negativity because it's not a sledgehammer. We have to understand it is a sledgehammer. When you go decade after decade after decade, the only thing you can do to offset that, besides changing that, is exercise, because you will get the C10. It's only released through exercise. You become a brand new person. Remember, you're under construction all the time. Now, the next subject I'd like to speak about is why we overeat. And I hope this helps some people, because this is the thing with people trying to lose weight, and things go well, and then they overeat, and they throw in the program. And they think it's entirely a question of willpower. Okay, so they get down on themselves and whatever, and then they throw the whole thing in. Now, everything goes back to 3,500 million years ago. Everything. Keep this in mind when I tell you what I'm going to tell you. Okay? Keep in mind that the last 200 years, the agriculture revolution, the farming, all this stuff, there's only in the last couple hundred years. That is nothing. That is nothing compared to the amount of time that man has been around. Why am I telling you this? Is because you got to understand the adaptation system has not caught up with the fact that we're hardwired. We are hardwired to gorge and overeat. And the reason for this is very simple. It's practical. Back in the day, the real day, okay? Back in the day, we'd get up, we'd start walking, we were looking for food. We never knew when we were going to find food. We had elements, we had cold, we had heat, we had people trying to eat us, animals trying to eat us. We had all kinds of stress. When we got to the food, we never knew if we were going to get the food again. It was our survival instinct to eat too much because we did not know when we were going to eat again. So it is hardwired into us, and we haven't adapted, as I said, it's only been a couple hundred years, to the new way the world is. There's food everywhere. Consume, consume. You're getting messages, consume. Every corner you have food. So you take a person who's still hardwired to overeat, and everywhere they look, there's messages. Hey, consume, consume. Well, guess what? We know when we're going to eat again. We can eat every 3 hours. We can eat every 4 hours. We're not out there like back in the day when, holy crap, when am I going to eat again? I don't know. So, keep in mind that willpower is only part of it. You are fighting nature, okay? Now, that being said, there are certain things we can do. Certain things we can do to help ourselves along. We have to understand what a calorie is. A calorie is a unit of energy, okay? Our survival, the stuff built in us, we can get a lot out of a calorie. We can get a ton out of a calorie because nature built us that way, because it didn't know when we were going to eat again. So a calorie means a lot, okay? I think the main, or one of the problems people have losing weight is They go on an exercise program and they work very, very hard. They come off the Peloton. They come off a long run. They did an hour. They're sweating. They're huffing, puffing. They truly worked hard. Well, 500 calories maybe, right? 500 calories, okay? A pound is 3,500 calories, all right? That's like 2 bites of a muffin, okay? 2 bites of a muffin, 500 calories? Are you kidding me? We can wipe that out so easy. Now, here's the psychological thing. Because the individual has worked so hard, it's hard to reconcile how hard they worked with how limited the effect on weight loss is, okay? 500 calories is only like 1/5 of a pound. So when you come off doing an hour on the bike, and you have sweated, and you have burned, and then you realize, damn, I really haven't lost anything, and I'm starving. I'm starving. 500 pounds? Are you kidding me? It's a freaking donut. So, going back to last week or the week before, the key is to measure how much willpower you have to give. You can only give a certain amount. You cannot over-exercise when you're trying to lose weight. You will crack up. You will crack up because you will get too hungry. You have to measure, okay? I can take this much exercise, 15, 20 minutes, and I still got the stuff to stick to my eating program, knowing that I am hardwired to overeat. So you gotta know what a calorie is. You gotta know you cannot exercise the weight away. Can't do it. Exercise becomes a huge weapon once your weight is down. But if you have to choose in the beginning, here's a no contest. Don't exercise and put yourself on a good eating program. That's how you lose weight, okay? So the third thing I want to address today is a training thing. Hill training. Hill training is a beautiful thing, okay? Because there's something about hills that relate to life, okay? And what I'm going to do a hill day, and it's a long hill. It's a tough hill. I circle it a few times on flat land, and I eyeball it because I have to be ready. You see, the thing is, on hills, that's different than flat, besides that fact that they're much more strenuous, okay, is on flat, you can make adjustments in your pace. You can find a way to lessen the effort. On hills, if you stop, you lose. It's in your brain, okay? Or at least it's in my brain, okay? So I gotta circle it. And then, at the right time, when I come by it, I say, okay, it's on. I'm making the turn to go up that hill. Now, here's a secret to hill running, okay? You look up in the beginning, but you do not look up until you know you have put a necessary amount of yards from the beginning. To look up too early will destroy you. You gotta keep your head down and you gotta keep the feet moving. And when you feel a good enough distance, you can peak up, okay? Because the momentum will shift, okay? I can do this when it's closer. If you look up too early, you're done. It's very similar to life, okay? In life, okay, you got to put your head down and you got to climb. If you knew what was in front of you for the rest of your life, and if you look in the rearview mirror, what you've already done, what you've gone through, if you knew, you couldn't do it. It's the same thing with hills. You can't know too much. As they say, Fred Grace, one of the great hill runners of all times, they say, Fred, how do you take on those steep hills? Fred, a great Irishman, said, it's simple. I cry my way up. Well, that's it for today's show. And I thank you for joining us. I hope you recommend the Maloney Method to your friends. And if you'd like to contact us, we are at MaloneyMethod@gmail.com. We'll see you next Monday. Thank you.